So excited.
Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're back at the Hamilton Township Animal Shelter. We had great success when we did this right at the end of 2023 in getting some pets adopted, and we're at a crucial point right now where we're over capacity at our shelter, so we want to make sure coming up on Valentine's Day, as we tape this just in 2 days, that maybe instead of flowers or chocolates, we get something healthy for a loved one and get them an animal instead. Dog, a cat. We even got a bunny and a ferret here as well. So all sorts of options here at the Hamilton Township Animal Shelter. Joining me again, Danielle, our shelter manager, Chris, our township health officer. And who do we have here as our first guest?
This is Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. And what kind of dog is Sherry?
She's a mixed breed.
Mixed breed,
She's a
all right.
mixed breed, yep.
About how old do you think?
We have her around 2?
I think so too.
Yeah, around 2. She's young.
Okay.
She was recently spayed. She's very friendly, loves to go for walks. She's crate trained. She's a very good girl.
I see that tail wagging, so
Yeah.
she's in a good mood
Does
right
she get
now.
along with other dogs?
Yeah,
She gets along with other dogs too.
Okay. Do we get her as a stray or?
Yes. She
Okay.
came in. Majority of our dogs are. We've been at or over capacity for so long. We haven't had the opportunity to take any owner surrendered pets. So yeah, she did come in as a stray and was not reclaimed. So she's now available for adoption.
And how long has she been here for now?
So a couple weeks, two weeks at least, maybe
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She look.
Look
Oh,
at
look.
her. She's.
Very obedient. Knows how to sit. Right.
Yep.
Take command. She's definitely house trained already.
Yeah.
Look at that.
She's doing great.
She is doing great.
She'll make a lovely pet for a good lucky family.
And so I know we're talking about Sherry right now, but in terms of any of the animals we're going to show or any others, what's the way people can get in touch with you here or come in and look
They
to
can
adopt?
certainly come in. We're open 10:30 to 3:30, Monday through Saturday, with the exception of Thursdays. We're open till 7. There's like an adoption application or questionnaire on the website. They can fill out a questionnaire. It gives us a little bit of information about the candidate or the adopter, and then we can call them and try to make a good match and what they need, what their home is like if they have other pets. So the adoption questionnaire is a good place to start.
Okay. And one of the things you're looking at, right, is whether Sherry or any of the other pet animals, right, are good with other pets. So
Yep.
you
Yep.
know, right,
Yep.
Going into it. And
We
she
make-
just wants
we-
to be
we make the
petted and
best-
get
yeah.
snacks, I think, huh?
She is very sweet, yes. She's obviously very smart. Sue has her trained already.
Yeah. I love it.
Reinforcing it.
She's a work in progress.
Yeah, but you could tell she's already been in a house before,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And already knows what to do, knows how to suck up and get those treats.
Absolutely. She's
yeah.
very friendly.
All right.
Sue's teaching her look and asking for a sit. And if-
All right. Well, good job, Sherry. Thank you, Sue, for bringing her here today. All right. If we can get who's next that we have here today?
You can go ahead. Sherry's going to go for a little walk.
Franny.
Oh, we have a rabbit named Buttercup coming up.
Okay. It's kind of the unique part of this. You never know what you're going to get, right?
Exactly.
True.
It's a little
Yeah.
surprise.
Who is this?
This is Buttercup.
This is a
Butterball.
Butterball.
Butterball, sorry. Butterball.
ball of fur and love, certainly,
Yes,
right?
she's a little calico bunny rabbit.
Now, for those who maybe haven't had a rabbit, right, and might be thinking about like, oh, maybe I'll do that as a pet, what should they know?
We actually have a whole packet that we give to rabbit adopters that has a lot of the house. There's an organization called the House Rabbit Society who's very informative and knows a lot more than about rabbits than most people. But they make lovely house pets. They can run. They can be litter box trained. They can run around your house or your apartment. They're very friendly. They're very
Cuddly.
yes, yeah. I think she's maybe a little scared. Her ears are down. She's like, "Why am I in this room?"
Sure.
But she's very friendly. She's a beautiful bunny.
Yes. Well, if that's her scared, right, it tells
Yeah.
you how calm she can be at home.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And what a great addition if you have kids or anything like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, they make great pets.
Yeah. That you don't have to worry that way. And we're coming up on Easter,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
in about a month and a half. So if you don't want to buy a loved one an animal for Valentine's Day, maybe for Easter would be the
Maybe.
perfect opportunity to get a bunny for the home, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And every Easter thereafter.
and every Easter thereafter, right?
Yeah. You can
'Cause
tell. See, she's already loosening up. Her ears are kind of coming up, so she's friendly.
She knows nobody's here to bother her,
Yep.
right? Yeah. All right. Well, Butterball.
Butterball.
Butterball. I couldn't
Just like,
remember.
the, just like the turkey.
Yes, but don't cook her, right?
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Butterball.
All
Good
right, thank
seeing
you,
you.
Noel.
Thank you, Noel. Oh, and then we got a ferret.
Now, again, going back to you never know what you're going to get, right?
Sure.
Talk to me about how you get a ferret.
The ferret came to us through a safekeep, and I think the owner just could not take care of the animals that were in their care, so they didn't come and get them.
Okay.
But very friendly, super friendly ferret. Hi.
So what are the keys to taking care of a ferret then at home?
They usually a cage, but they can run around supervised.
Okay.
But they are friendly. They like regular food. Hi. Yeah.
Just checking everything
Very
out,
friendly.
right?
I think this one's a little scared also because they never come up here in the front office.
Sure.
But, hi.
Very
But yeah,
soft, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go near the wires though.
So almost like taking care of a little cat in some
Yeah.
ways.
Very friendly. Cute and cuddly.
Yeah. And how long have you had the ferret here for?
I think the end of right before New Year's.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So we need to get him out and get him
Yep.
into a nice home, right?
Yeah.
Now, are ferrets good with other animals, or?
This ferret lived with a rabbit and some cats.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so I would say that this particular ferret is familiar.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So again, already we've seen a dog, right?
Yep.
A bunny, a ferret.
Now a
So it
ferret.
makes the job both challenging and interesting all at
It
the
does,
same time
yes.
too, right?
You never know what we're getting.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. That's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Does the ferret have a name? I know we've just been saying ferret.
What is it?
Roni?
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 Roni.
All right. Well, Shaq, thanks for bringing Roni to us.
No problem.
You can see he's shaking a little bit going back to the nerves, right?
Yeah. Again, not out usually in this environment in our front lobby on TV, becoming a star.
Now, so far we've seen a lot of different animals, right? But for those who maybe want to help out, right? Because we talked about being overcrowded. Talk to again how they can help out in terms of volunteering or donating or anything like that.
Yep, we're pretty well stocked on a lot of our supplies right now, like bedding and things like that. Our closet is pretty full. Canned food we can always use, but volunteers, yeah. So volunteers to come help us walk dogs and socialize the cats. We host every month a volunteer orientation, so we invite new volunteers to contact us. We'll schedule them. It's like an hour-long, get acquainted session, and it includes a tour of the shelter, see our shelter operations from behind the scenes. And then Sue, our animal attendant, she's a dog trainer, so she does the skills class with, hands-on skills training for the new volunteers, what to do, not to do when you're walking dogs, keeping everybody safe, keeping all the dogs on their best behavior.
Yeah, and the only thing that I would add with that is that new for this year, we've added online monetary donations. So if you would like to make a monetary donation to the shelter, it does go into a specific trust. So, and that is what we use to offset medical costs for expensive, surgeries or any medical care that animals that come in and need. And that's really, really helpful. Last year we had a number of animals that were expensive, and we were able to offset those costs by donation dollars. And it's something you can do secure online just by visiting the shelter website, hamiltonnj.com/animal shelter.
Moving into the 21st century, right?
Yes.
That's right.
Doing things online, right?
Yeah. We get animals in that we don't know how to know their history. Particularly, we had a bulldog come in the first day he came in very. Obviously uncomfortable and in pain. He went straight to the vet hospital. It was discovered he had a ruptured bladder, which required urgent emergency surgery to repair that. So without that funds, he couldn't have had the procedure. He went through the surgery, recovered very well, and went to a bulldog rescue and found a new home. So
Oh, that's awesome.
he didn't really have to spend too much time here in the shelter.
Good.
But it was, it was a costly procedure, so we appreciate the financial donations that folks make to help with these.
And now that bulldog's living its good life
Yeah,
somewhere, right?
absolutely, yep.
At its forever home.
Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. So I see we've got a cat or a little kitten coming up.
Yes. This is Starry, right?
Yes.
Yep, this is Starry. Starry's a little scared. Starry, a boy or a girl?
Starry is a boy, a 5 to 6 months domestic short-hair gray, a little shy at first, but super cuddly and super lovey.
Aw. Now, how many kittens do you have? I mean, 5 to 6 months is probably still kitten, right?
Yeah, but that's probably the youngest we have currently.
Okay.
So cats tend to be more seasonal breeders, although we've had a super mild winter. I mean, has winter even arrived? So
It did
you
for a
know.
week.
Yeah,
And it
Yeah.
will tomorrow.
Yeah, well, tomorrow, right? But we don't see as many kittens in the winter months than we do. Come springtime, we'll have we'll be overwhelmed with kittens. And,
Sure.
but yeah, so winter gives us an opportunity to find homes for some of the adults and the older kitties.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
And then any tips for people who may not have had cats before, right? In terms of
Yeah.
litter box training or anything
Yep.
like that.
they usually come pretty well trained. The mom and their siblings teach them that when they're little itty bitty babies. But having a room to acclimate and get used to the new environment or the new other pets that might be in the home, doing a slow introduction. But cats are pretty easy as far as you can leave food for them. They don't have to go out to the bathroom like dogs. So, if you're out for a late date night, you don't have to worry about getting home to get the dog out.
Or if you're leaving for the work in the morning, right?
Right,
You
yeah.
just leave some
Yeah.
food, leave some water,
Yep.
and even if you come back a little later at night, right?
Yep.
Everything will be okay.
And we recommend the cat stay inside. It's healthier for them
Sure.
to be indoor kitties.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Starry.
Thank you.
You could see how calm and he'd be at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little scared right now, but very calm.
Yeah. Likes to be cuddled.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that so far.
Yeah. We got cuddly creatures.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy.
And I think that I saw somebody with Wilson.
Is he
Who do we got?
outside?
I think
Oh,
that he might be coming around. Is Wilson coming around back?
Wilson.
So Wilson is a dog that's been here since Christmas.
All right. Well, before we get Wilson, we're going to
Okay.
take a short commercial break, right?
Okay, yep.
So we'll be back in just a little while and keep entertaining you with some of the animals we have here at our Hamilton Township Animal Shelter.
Reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capitol Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capitol Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey. Hi, Merrill Reese for Capitol Health, reminding you that the former St. Francis Medical Center is now Capitol Health East, and they still offer a 24/7 emergency department as well as outpatient medical clinic services. To enter the emergency department and outpatient clinic, please use the Burt Avenue entrance. Capitol Health, proud to be a partner for better health in our state's capital, Trenton, New Jersey. Merrill Reese, here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge, state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. Capitol Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capitol Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capitol Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I'm proud to help sponsor today's show and promote what's happening in our community. All residents of your hometown should stay involved and participate in community activities, whether it's volunteering to help make your town clean, or volunteering at the animal shelter, or helping at a local youth event. Staying involved in your community makes your hometown a great place to live. This is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you enjoyed today's show.
Well, hello and welcome back to our This Month in Hamilton semi-edition at the Hamilton Township Animal Shelter. Now, Danielle and Chris, we're talking a lot about all the animals you have here, right? And with that comes, we talked about volunteers, but it also takes staff as well.
Yes.
And you're hiring.
We are. Yep. We're looking for part-time animal attendants. There's been some departures, so we're looking for new staff. Obviously, it's a large job, and it takes a lot of staff to take care of all these animals on a daily basis. Get everybody cleaned and fed and exercised, things like that.
Are there any special traits you need to be an animal attendant or hired as an animal attendant?
I mean, experience with an animal-related field would be preferred, but certainly it's not necessary. We have trained staff. Having an animal control certification would also be a big help, but we're open to someone who just is passionate and wants to help and save lives.
I mean, there's not going to really be people applying for it that don't already love animals, right?
Right,
Or have them at
exactly.
home or
Yep.
grew up with them
Yep.
or anything
Yep.
like that, right?
Yep.
But there's no extra like certificates or
No, nope.
anything like that they would need.
Not necessary, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And if somebody's hearing this and maybe wants to look into either volunteering or applying for a job, how can they get more information?
For the job to apply, you can actually view the online job description
Okay.
that is on the Hamilton Township website under departments and then personnel, and
Personnel.
then they can find that and they can also get the employment application and fill that out right online, and it gets sent to the personnel department. They forward it to us, and
Perfect.
we'll get them in for an interview.
Start the process. Now,
Yep.
see, we have a young lady waiting outside
Yes.
who looks very energetic to,
Yep.
to come in. So who's joining us
This
right
is
now?
Franny.
Franny.
Franny has been here a few weeks. She's a little on the thin side. She was just spayed last week. She's a little bit older, so she's probably, I think we're thinking around 5 to 7.
Yeah.
We don't actually know. She didn't give up her birth date.
Oh, yeah. She didn't
But
tell
she's a
us,
good
huh?
girl.
Teeth tell all. She's the older.
She's easygoing. Does she like other dogs?
She seems neutral.
She
It
seems-
depends
okay.
on the other dog.
Depends on the other dog.
Okay. And again,
Yeah.
came in as a stray.
She did, yes.
Mhm.
Yep. And she's been sweet. She's been recovering from spay surgery. I think the younger dogs tend to recuperate and recover a lot more quickly than the older dogs. But she did come in. When she first arrived, she was a little under the weather. She actually did have to get an ultrasound done. They saw something suspicious in her X-ray, and then on the ultrasound showed that it was not. It was pancreatitis. So she's been treated for that, and then cleared for surgery, got spayed, and now she's ready for her home.
Okay, and eating well. I know you said she came in kind of thin,
Yeah,
but she,
yeah.
She looks on the thinner side, but not.
Right.
Any-
She
anything.
eats well. She's on a special diet right now, just a bland diet
Okay.
to deal with that pancreatitis.
All right.
Yep. Thank you, Franny.
Thank you, Franny. And then for those who have dogs at home, right? They have their requirement each and every year to do dog licenses.
Yes. Yep.
So walk somebody through if they're just remembering that they've got to do it this year, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the deadlines? How do they go about
Sure. So
taking
if
care of their
they're
dog
it's a
license?
renewal for the township, that they probably received an check your spam, because you would have received an email that you would prompt you to renew the license, which you could do online, or you can stop by. We do that here at the shelter. And March 1st starts late fees. So,
Okay.
Yep, March 1st is, we just had a rabies clinic this past weekend, did a lot of dog licensings on site. We have another rabies clinic March 23rd. We'll be offering dog licensing there as well as the free rabies clinic, and you can sign up or register your animal on the website as well.
Now, talking about rabies clinics, we're getting occasionally confirmed cases of rabies in town, right?
Yes.
So it makes it that much more important for owners to make sure they're getting their pets vaccinated that way too.
Yes, not only is getting your dog having its rabies, their legal requirement, but it is also a good public health requirement, because, when our ACOs go out after, if your dog attacks like a raccoon and kills it, or a skunk in your yard, and that raccoon or skunk does test positive, your dog does need to be quarantined for 10 days if they have proof of rabies. But if they don't have a proof of a rabies vaccine, or they're out of date, that can extend up to 45 days or even longer.
Wow.
Depending on, and you don't want to trap your dog, because during that time your dog really should not be at all leaving the property, or being off leash, anything else like that, coming in contact with other animals, because that's the point of the quarantine, is to make sure that we're watching, monitoring just in case that the animal does end up turning up positive for rabies, which is a fatal disease. As a reminder, we don't want that happening here in Hamilton. So that's why getting your dog and cat, if they do go outside, or ferrets too, they do need their rabies shot.
Or even indoor kitties.
And indoor cats too, making sure that they have that annual rabies shot. And then once they start that series, then it's good for every 3 years. So it's not something that you're doing every year. It's every 3 years.
Okay. So who do we have joining us now?
All right. Wilson? Oh,
Big
we
ball
got
fluff.
we got an Angora Bunny rabbit.
So we got a first bunny, and now we got a second. But you said this is Angora Bunny.
This
So
is an Angora Bunny
how
rabbit.
could you tell that besides the
Well, that
clearly
fur.
it's got different fur,
That
right?
fur, yep, that's the fur.
Yeah.
This rabbit is mostly fluff. You can see there's a lot of hair to go till you get to the rabbit.
So how did this rabbit come in?
Majority of I think folks let them outside and they shouldn't.
Okay.
They think that, or they escape from maybe outdoor hutches. But rabbits, domestic rabbits, are not meant to be outside, and I think folks do let them out. So this one came in as a stray.
So this bunny presumably would do better in a house that people keep it a little cooler because of all that fur, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never had an Angora.
Yeah.
But I suspect so.
Did somebody know that was an Angora bunny, or did
Well, I think our animal control officers are pretty well versed on the bunnies and the different. There's a lot of different bunny rabbits. Even the House Rabbit Society has actually called us. Whether it's a lion head or Dutch bunnies or all
Okay.
kinds of different bunnies. But this one in particular is Angora.
all right? Any different requirements in terms of maybe
Probably
taking
some
care?
Yeah, just maybe brushing, grooming, so that the fur doesn't get knotted up.
Mm-hmm. And just get everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But
I
it
don't
looks
know,
very
does it
snuggly, right?
Does it sheds a little bit? Yeah, like a normal. Yep. But yeah, very nice and very friendly, snuggly bunny.
Bunnies typically shed a little bit more,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but very cute.
But
Very
maybe you
different.
could keep all the shedded hair and make yourself a little sweater.
There you go. Yeah. We're getting at the end of the winter we've had, right? But
Yeah.
by the time you get to next one, you'll have plenty.
That's right.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you, Noel.
Thank you, Noel. Again, going back to, we did one kind of bunny, but now you get a different kind, right?
Yes, we have a variety of bunnies. I mean, we literally had one that came in that was similar in coloring to a wild bunny, but it was in fact domestic. And actually, the Mercer County Wildlife Center is actually a very good resource in helping it differentiate.
Now, who do we have here?
This is Wilson.
All right. Wilson looks
Hi,
excited.
Wilson is a good boy. He's a happy boy. He actually was found on actually one of the volunteers found him, but he was found on Christmas Day, kind of hanging out on the corner of Layler and 129.
Oh, wow. That's a dangerous place to hang out.
It is, and the one part of that is Hamilton, and they suspect maybe he had been hit by a car, but the vet didn't think so. So he had some old scrapes and scratches and bruises on him, but pretty much
He
aside
looks
from-
healthy now, yeah.
His little scars and scabs have all healed. He's very friendly.
He just wants to play, huh?
He does. He's like, if you love the big, meaty, blockhead dogs, he's your guy. Look how handsome.
Yeah. Very.
Not with other dogs, though.
No other dogs for him.
No other dogs for him. He wants all the love for himself,
He
huh?
does. Look at
Yeah.
those eyes.
You look at the eyes, look at the tail. He just wants the love to himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's all you need, though. Look at that.
Yeah. He's plenty to
Yeah.
take care of, right?
He is.
Yes. But in a good way.
He likes to Netflix and chill.
Okay. That's a good combination.
He could be your Valentine date, right, buddy?
He seems to like you, Chris, especially. Yeah.
So, yep, Wilson is available. So you fill out an application. Like I say, you can come by during our regular hours and visit and
Now,
get to know him.
we've talked a little bit about, like, say, Wilson, not good with other dogs, right? Do you see whether they're good with, like, males or females or kids or things like that, too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Strangers.
Strangers?
Yep.
And that would be all disclosed, right, if somebody's considering
Yes.
whether to
yeah,
adopt
so
or...
every dog is, Sue actually does the behavior assessments, and yeah, we evaluate for how social they are with people, how they tolerate body handling, if they have any guarding issues with food, bones, toys. We evaluate them with other animals, and I think and strangers, yes. People,
Okay.
People strangers.
And I know when I first got here, right, you had somebody here and you're asking some of those questions, right?
Right.
Who else is in the house? How
Yes.
many other pets do you have? You know, those kinds of things. So you're almost in your mind narrowing the
Yes.
field, right?
Yep, trying to make a good match.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like the game of matchmaker.
It is. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, and Wilson does snore. So if you're a light sleeper, he does snore pretty loud. It is adorable, though.
As long as it's downstairs or something,
Yeah, yeah.
in a different room, right? But it doesn't look like he'd want to sleep in a different room. It looked
No,
like
it
he'd
looks
want
like
to
he wanna be
snuggle
right
up.
with you, yep.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Sue. Thank you,
you.
Wilson.
See you, buddy.
And I know, Chris, behind you, right? We've got at least some of the animals that are available for adoption. I see some of them are color coded, right? You've got some yellows, some oranges, some blues, right? So what is all that about?
That actually, so when Sue, the behavior assessment we were just talking about, so Sue will assign a color code to the dogs, and that's basically the color code is a match for the volunteers. So usually you would start out with green dogs being the easier dogs. The blue labeled dogs maybe they pull on leash a lot, or maybe they're reactive to other dogs, or they might have some behavior that makes it you need a little experience to take them for walks. The yellow dogs would be the step up, past the blue dogs. They may have more than one issue. Maybe they have some stranger danger. We say, if they are not comfortable around strangers. So the volunteer needs to have a little bit more experience to take them for walks and to handle them.
All right. Now, I know part of what we've done, we talked a little bit about the bulldog, right? The bulldog went to a rescue, talked about overcrowding, but even a lot of the rescues are overcrowded,
Yes.
right? And how they operate. So
It
it's
might,
not
yeah.
like 5-6 years ago, pre-COVID, right? I mean, it's a different world even for all the shelters out there right now.
I've been managing shelters for 20 years. This is the worst I've seen it in any of the shelters I've worked at. And
Wow.
and a lot of the my constituents in other shelters are having the same problem. And I don't think it matters it's the size of your shelter. I mean, the shelter I used to work at have 100 dog kennels, and they're full.
Wow.
So it doesn't, having 20, having 40, having 100, everyone is full. And so the rescues are all being asked to help with dogs from every shelter, so they're full.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when folks call us, and if you, we try to talk to folks and see if how we can help keep them in a home. If it's time constraints, or if you don't, if you think you don't have enough time for your dog, trust me, you have more time than we do. So keeping them in your home is helpful.
And certainly the objective, right?
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
that's generally going to be the best place for them.
Yeah, and one thing, if you're not able to adopt full time and you have maybe a month, a couple weeks, there is also the foster program that would greatly help us out as well too, and at least gets animals in another environment and can at least help them de-stress a little bit as well, and I'll show them their true colors and how good of an animal that they can be, and then that gives us more information as well when we're trying to adopt, because they'll show different behaviors, in someone's home rather here in the kennel, because it is a very stressful environment. Even though we try to make it as pleasant of an experience, it is still a stressful environment.
So, Danielle and Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this Valentine's Day. Because of the bunnies, we'll call it a pre-Easter edition, right? But to all those listening or watching, please come to our shelter. Please go to its website. Take a look at some of the animals that are available for adoption. We need your help. The animals need your help. And we know that you'll find your next pet right here at the Hamilton Township Animal Shelter and really help make a difference in an animal's life. So with that, we'll do another one of these in a couple of months. But thank you again for listening or watching. Danielle and Chris, thank you again for all you do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
Take care.